Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. Today we are maybe tackling Belurat, at least a part of it, but there's something that I wanted to do before that. You see on this map, I wanted to do this plateau, as I've said last episode, but I think I also want to do this part over here. Not quite sure if I want to beat the dragon right now, or if I want to do this later. What is it? The dungeon that is over here, like accessed from this lake area. I will probably do it a later episode, maybe as in an episode where I will tackle more than just one dungeon, as a 0.5 episode where there's not really any progress being made. But I think I will unlock it, and if there is still time at the end, we will also start going into Belurat over there. But yeah, first things first, let's tackle the plateau. So what is our goal right now? I think it's to obtain more Erdtree fragments, just to get a little bit stronger. And I'm just running through here. I don't... maybe picking up some items. Upgrade materials are always nice. But I don't see any benefits in killing these bats and wolves. Maybe if they are getting too close to the side of Gracier, then that would be an incentive. But not if I can rest end time. Good. Right, now also can upgrade once. So let's have a look at the stats right now. It's 58% physical resistance. And if I just go to the round table hold, where this... yeah. It's already pretty good. Like, the buff is really noticeable. I'm actually more tanky in the DLC later on than the base game. Of course, the enemies here deal more damage, so that's there to compensate. But I think if you have... don't let me lie, but roughly half of like 10 or so blessings, then you're actually seeing, well, you can already feel like that it's actually pretty good, the defenses. But yeah, I hope it stops raining at some point. What is there to do first, though? I definitely think this part. Here we also have a new enemy type. These are called Blood Fiends. Oh, nice. And I actually can stagger them with the halberd. That's pretty good. Because if you have a smaller weapon, for example a straight sword or something like that, and you can't stagger them, then you're going to have a slightly more difficult time. But as you can see, no problem whatsoever. Pretty nice. So let's see what's there to grab. Did I actually... no, of course I did. I have this armor right now. I was wondering if I did the mausoleum. But of course I did. Another Erdtree fragment. I feel like this is the hard part with the pot dudes, the dudes that are holding the pots, the glorified yeah, what did I call them? The glorified crystal lizards, right? That's what they're called. Because sometimes they're scattered in areas where you wouldn't expect it. Like, it's fairly easy to to detect a Erdtree fragment. I mean, they're not glowing any more, they don't have a unique glow to them, but it just feels right to find them in certain locations. But with the pot guys, it feels fairly random. Could be wrong, but I think the rolling attack didn't stagger the second one here right now. So I need to keep that in mind. Or at least test it out with the next Blood Fiend that I find. Try to stagger them with the rolling attack. Because if it's not viable, that's definitely something good to know. No, it's not staggering them. At least not the first. No. That is bad. Good to know, though. So normal R1s are staggering them. Is there a... No, there's no rolling heavy. Okay. Getting kind of confused with that, because there is a... I think sprinting. Yeah, there's a sprinting heavy attack, but no rolling heavy attack. Jumping as well, there's a jumping heavy attack. Like this is the jumping heavy. Kinda strange that the heavy feels lighter than the light attack. At least the jumping version. Jumping light attack, jumping heavy. It kinda feels less heavy though. But okay, there was one Erdtree fragment here. That's pretty good. And then... first of all, drop down here. Is there no dog here guarding him? No. I'm still pretty happy with the ice infusion. That it's not such a big damage loss. But ice is just good, right? Let's take out a ranged weapon. And... yeah, I'm heavy right now. Can I... No. Let's shoot down this pot. And grab the probably most useless bell bearing there is. The string seller's bell bearing. Which gives us strings. It's not the most useless, but it feels like the most useless one. It just feels bad. At least it's not a cookbook, right? Okay. Now this small ruin or city or whatever. What is it called? It's Prospect Town. Okay. Ruin full of blood fiends. And we can summon our spirit here. So let's do that. Why not, right? Summon the Mimic Tier to, well, help us. Thanks for the help, Mimic Tier. Oh, they buffed themselves. What is that? Oh, it's boiled crab. Interesting. I like that they are able to use certain items. What I don't like is how stupid the Mimic Tier behaves sometimes. And NPCs in general. Because if you give them certain weapons that have certain Ashes of War, for example the Butcher's Knife, is it called that? What kind of weapon is it? Do I not have it? Nah, doesn't matter. Where is it? Do I not have that one? It's kinda weird. Oh, I'm just blind, whatever. doesn't matter, but later on there are a few NPCs that have butcher knives with the sharpening ability, which applies a buff once you've finished sharpening your weapon. And even if they manage to like do the buff, like obtain the buff, because the animation is quite long and you might interrupt them quite a few times when they attempt to buff their weapon. But even if the buff is applied, they still redo the sharpening like constantly, which makes them fairly stupid. And I think I gave the Mimic tier at some point the golden epitaph, and they would constantly use the Ash of War, constantly apply this buff as well. And it's so mind-boggling that like this is still in the game from Dark Souls 3, by the way. In Dark Souls 3 we had a similar sharpening mechanic, or not the similar one, the same one. And the NPCs, or the one NPC that had this ability, or maybe that wasn't the best idea. Ah, it will be fine. We'll be fine. Oh, what the fuck is he doing? See, the Mimic tier is taking the aggro, and this one isn't even doing anything. I'm kinda used to a more solid Dragon Ice damage type, or damage in general. I have it just equipped to apply Frostbite if I'm not using the Soulbird. Why is there still one walking around? Didn't clear that one fully, I think. But yeah, in Dark Souls 3 there was also an NPC who had the weapon that could, or had the sharpening ability, and it would constantly sharpen the weapon, so it's still a problem, which is strange. But here and now we get some interesting weapons, so let's read them, or interesting items. First, the Blood Fiend's arm, weapon used by the Blood Fiends. An arm pulled from the corpse of one of their kin and wielded as a makeshift weapon. Having been sacrificed by a blood ritual, this armament is capable of spraying blood stored within when executing a strong attack. Which is pretty strong. Like, this weapon is a pretty good weapon. If you're rocking a strength build with some arcane, or arcane build on top of that, like strength arcane maybe. It's a pretty solid weapon. I think the heavy attack applies bleed, while the weapon does not. Might be wrong though, I have no idea. And then we get the Outer God Heirloom, a talisman engraved with the lore of an Outer God, raises arcane. The clan who lost everything in the Great Fires peered upon the corpse of their ancestor, normally an act of sanctity, and saw in its shadow a twisted deity. The clan had suffered such torment that the horrible thing was taken as an object of worship. So, presumably, the Formless Mother, the same deity Moke not belongs to, but the same deity that Moke worships as well. I just assume, I mean, they're called blood fiends, they're doing blood rituals, and who else does this, right? Moke as well, and they also have some of the same ritual attacks. But I think that's everything in here, if I see that correctly. So we can go down again. And to the rest of the plateau. Because there is... whoops. How did I do that? Oh, by ducking. Oh, nice. Didn't know I could do that. Always jumped off with, well, with the use button. Like with the spirit vessel use button. But crouching is definitely more convenient. You're not crouching afterwards, are you? No, you're not. Good. Nice, I've learned something today. Oh, didn't even hit the dog. Unfortunate. Yeah, I keep screaming. I don't know if the scream is doing anything other than alerting other blood fiends or other enemies on, like, doesn't have to be blood fiends. Right, here we have a pest or kindred of rot, whatever you want to call these. But these aren't enemies, at least not the normal looking ones. This is a forager brute and they belong to, or I mean, they're Moor's brethren. When you talk to them, they give you an item and a cookbook. And there are, I think, 7 in total, if I remember correctly. And you need to obtain, I think, at least 6 for Moor to give you the last cookbook. Because I got the cookbook from Moor before I obtained every other, like all the other ones. I had all but one from the forager brute. Which is pretty cool. I like this collecting mechanic. And I'd like to see some kindred of rots, or kindreds, whatever they're called, pests. I like to see some of the pests not shooting or constantly spamming their projectile attack at me. That's one of these things that I really don't like about Elden Ring, or I guess From Software games in general, but Elden Ring in particular is enemies that have a ranged attack that constantly spam their ranged attack when they can, like when they're out of range of their other attacks. For example, like Kindreds of Rot, they constantly shoot their threats, their pest threats at you when they're, I mean, not even that far away. Like, they can be fairly close and they still spam that shit. Or same thing with the furnace golems. When you're far away, or especially the ones with the armored legs, they will constantly do the volcano eruption. Which is just not fun to deal with. At least on some enemies, they should have some cooldown on their ranged ability. Not all of them, of course. If there are some enemies that are shooting with bows or something, that's fine. But not the big troublesome attacks that basically hinder the player from doing anything. Alright. Is anything else? Some deaf birds or whatever they call, or grave birds. Don't need to fight them if they're not guarding any items. Doesn't look like it. Go away. Then we also have big goats. Big lightning goats. Luckily these are not aggressive, because they're quite strong if you're not bursting them down. Like, their damage is formidable. Nothing to ignore. I mean, even the small lightning ram's damage is honestly pretty good for such a weak enemy. So let's see if there's something up here that is noteworthy. And yes, there is. There is a painting over here. The second one, if I remember correctly. Oh, this one. We should be there shortly. I think it's over here. So let's mark it with this symbol. And what is the other painting that we got last episode? That's looking at the Sacred Tower, of course, because it's called the Sacred Tower, which is, well, this one over here. But I don't necessarily know where it is. Let's quickly have a look again. So there are rock formations in front of us, and we have a fairly clear look at it. I wonder if it's over here, or if it really is maybe here or here. I might have to look that up at some point, because I don't want to search. Not during this video, or not during the recordings. In the best case, I want to teach you something. I want to make you a guide, or not necessarily a guide, but I want to show some knowledge, or I want to give you some knowledge, rather. That's why I'm not uploading a blind playthrough. I mean, that's part of it. I don't want to do a blind playthrough, first and foremost, so I can enjoy the game by myself. But I also don't want to do a uninformed playthrough, if that makes sense, because then there's really no reason to upload. Because I think, or I feel like, at least to me, there are two types of good Elden Ring content. Well, technically 3 types, but like, for me, 2 types are the most, or at most, not at most. What do I mean? Like, the first one is the entertaining version, where you're looking at someone who goes through the DLC for the first time and you want to see their reaction and stuff. That's always entertaining to me. And then the other one is informative videos. Like some... Why did I miss there? This weapon is not good against them. I'm missing so much. That's kinda unfortunate. Ah. I drank too late for the cerulean flask. Unfortunate. Or did I? Yeah, I did. I mean, of course, there are the other videos that you watch from people that you like. But I think you know what I mean. Okay, we got one of my favorite talismans in this game, or in this DLC at least. Because, well, if you've watched the wishlist video, I was hoping for some FP regeneration talisman, or mechanic, item, mechanic, talisman, whatever. Something that restores the FP and is not a consumable. Or an easily obtainable consumable, at least. And, well, it's the worst version of it, I feel like, but we now have the Blessed Blue Dew Talisman, which gradually restores FP. So let's read it. Talisman depicting the blessed boon that is that is a droplet of the blue luminescent sap of the Erdtree. It was once thought that the blessed sap of the Erdtree would drip from its boards, or I don't know that word, but the age of plenty swiftly came to a close, and with time the Erdtree became more an object of faith. Now we get the Oathseeker Knight armor. Oathseeker Knight chest armor, black with gold ornamentation. These knights set off on a quest of discovery, hoping to find by themselves an oath of their own choosing to serve in perfect lifelong devotion. If that foreshadows something, I wonder. And we get the Pata, a weapon comprised of a linear, double-sided blade attached to a substantial guard, wielded by the Oathseeker Knights. This versatile armament can be swung about like a fist, or used in the manner of a straight sword. Great. But we should be through with the plateau now. Yeah, let's do the part down there. I think then we still have time for some Belurat action. Of course, it's raining once more. Oh, right. Buffing our summons. Making it day once more. I know we have fog, right? As usual. Foggy or rainy. Just pray for a clear sky. Sometimes it takes a while for the weather to change. Alright, let's... Of course we're in combat with these guys. I want to go underneath the bridge first, or at least down this small slope. We are not completely at the bottom of the bridge quite yet. But I think I'm going to grab this side of Gracie first then. I know the fog is not going anywhere, I feel like. Oh well. Fog, definitely the worst weather effect in the game. For sure. Followed by rain in my opinion, but rain can be moody. Fog just makes the game look ugly. And some Furnace Visages and the Greater Potentate's Cookbook number 2, which gives us hefty furnace pots finally. These are fairly important. Because we will use these to get rid of certain furnace golems. You need 3 of them thrown into their cauldron, basket, whatever it is, like the fire pit on top. Throw 3 in total of these things in there and the furnace golem is no more. And if you've tried it and wondered like, oh, the first one that you threw dealt so little damage, yeah, they take more and more damage. Like, it feels like the lesser HP they have left, the more damage they take. It kind of feels like it. Doesn't need to be true, though. Welcome to a very boring place. And welcome to the probably worst enemy type of the entire DLC. It's not that they're bad, it's just that it's getting boring after the 10,000th fly that you have to defeat, because there are so many of these things. The unfortunate thing is that I need 3 hits in order to kill one. Maybe the Great Star will crush them in 2 hits. Let's wear the new armor set, which is basically Leather's armor set, just without the white coat and stuff. Coat and cape. This also frees me of some of these items. Let's just go with this. This is my go-to setup. For some reason. Goes physical defense because most enemies deal physical damage, and then just regeneration all the way. On top of that, the heavy star here is, yeah, is life stealing as well. Like every hit restores some HP. And then killing these things, of course, recharges also a bunch of HP. Which is pretty nice. This is my favorite setup currently in the game. Or one of my favorite ones. Of course, there's the version where you are using... where are the curved swords? 2 of the Serpent God's curved swords. Oh, 1 sword maybe with a shield equipped on the other hand. Because they have the same effect as the Taker's Cameo and the rune that is currently active. Let's talk to this ghost, or see what this ghost has to say. Oh, how it hurts from the very tip to toe. Ah, Nurg. Help me, I must ask. Am I human still? Is that the reason I yet suffer so? And slowly, with all these dialogue options, there is a picture that is being painted here. Because he is expecting himself to turn into something, right? But right now we don't know into what. Here we get the ailment talisman, which is presumably pretty good. A talisman depicting a soul taken by sickness. When certain ailments are triggered, this talisman grants resistance to the same ailment. I guess every ailment except Deathblight. When the weak were infected with the dreaded fly sickness, they perished well before the metamorphosis could take hold. Oddly, those who cared for the infected and made certain they were given a proper burial were never afflicted themselves. Interesting. So it kind of sounds like not a sickness, but someone inflicting this sickness and having compassion. Oh shit. Now the flies are buffed, which is not good for me, because they now deal significantly... Holy shit. Huh? Oh, now there's blood loss. Because when they're buffed, they deal significantly more damage. I didn't see that buffing guy, that supporter. Can I use... yeah, I can, good. Maybe I will fight the dragon. Because I have the golden epitaph. I have the great star. Which doesn't deal holy damage at the moment, but well, it doesn't need to. Because the dragon that is in the middle of the water is an undead dragon, because we now have undead dragons. The problem just with these undead dragons is that they have a slightly extended moveset. So that, for me at least, being on torrent for the entirety of the fight isn't an option anymore, because they now have a more punishing moveset, where if they do a specific attack, then... come on, let me attack at least. I'm gonna regain some HP, thank you. If they're doing a certain attack, then I'm gonna get staggered, and then the second attack hits me and I'm falling off of torrent, and I'm almost dead, which is unfortunate. But first I wanna visit this area over here. I also now should be able to equip a bow. Is this the upgraded? I need to get rid of some short bows. Ugh. Why do I have like 3 short bows? Makes no sense. Can't even dual wield the bow. Probably just bought some or found more than just one. Never going to dual wield daggers. Holy shit, what is going on here? Yes, I could have sold them, but I don't give a shit. Like, there are more than enough runes in the game. There's certain weapons that I want to have 2 of, but not these. I'm not going to use them. Stormoy eggs. Maybe. This one, maybe. That one, though, I don't like flails. Holy shit, how many duplicates do I have now? Okay, good. Sorry for that. Just don't like the... No, I didn't equip a bow. Should upgrade this one. What are my stats again? More strength, though. Whatever. Get down there, Mr. Bird. Alright, we can do... How many birds do we have left? 2. Great. So... Polybo shot... 190, right? 93 of it, who cares? Yeah. I don't want to... Holy shit, it hurts. I don't want to trigger the other bird, but now with... No. With last rights active. 430. Significantly more damage with the last rights buff. Which means they count as undead, obviously. And so does the dragon. But against the dragon, what do I want to use? I don't need to take his cameo, because, well, I'm not going to kill a bunch of enemies. Resistances are like, I don't need this one. Let's just go with more resistances because they deal also magic damage, I think, because they do ghost flame attacks, and I think ghost flame deals magic damage if I'm correct. Might be wrong though. Can't remember, does Golden Vow stack with last rights? Let's see. 51 physical resistance. With Golden Vow it's 56, and when I apply last right... No, it doesn't. Okay, they don't stack. They override each other. But this one stacks. On Flask also stacks, I think. Good. Let's go then. Let's get the Mimic Tier in here. Wanna scream first? I'm gonna go to kicking. I wanna scream, good. A few extra free hits for me. What is he doing? I can't see. Nothing. That was my Mimic Tier. Oh, staggered already. I don't think I'm getting... What, do I? Oh, come on. Ah, no, I got it. Woohoo! The last second. Oh. Good job, Mimic Tier. Oh, it even buffed the weapon. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't want to kill the dragon. That was a pushover. And we have over here the Great Katana, a new weapon category. But let's read first of all the Grave Bird Armor. Stone armor with a tinge of green. One of a set of armor pieces cast in the image of the Gravebird. Gravebirds are ancient golems created to guard the spirit graves built where all manners of death ultimately drift. Even though they're golems, they still count as undead, which is amazing. I wonder if you can damage them by healing them. Or if this only works to wraiths, like the Royal Revenant or normal Revenants. I have to test that out at some point. Okay, I don't need this one anymore. And now to the Great Katana. Where is it? Probably in the Great Katana category. Large katana with a long, heavy blade. A weapon unique to warriors of the Land of Reeds. Designed for aggression, this armament requires the wielder to throw their entire body into swinging it. The slashing attacks of its honed edge incite blood loss. I don't like this weapon type. I mean, it looks great, it has good reach, but like the attacks all feel so mechanic, right? So stiff. Not a fan of that. I have no problem with the way, or with the attacks being so slow, but they look very stiff. I like flowing or more flowing attacks more. For example, this is the best thing, right? These are flowing. Even the sprinting attack. Oh, look, you can sprint right afterwards. You're not stopping. I like that a bit more than the Great Katana. It also has the new Ash of War. Specifically for Great Katanas, I think. The overhead stance. Oh. And you can... I don't need FP for that. Yeah, you have two modes again, but... yeah. Whatever, not my favorite. Don't like the moveset. Don't like the stiffness of the moveset. The moves themselves are fine, but it looks too stiff. Even though... I don't care if you're saying, like, if this is proper form or something, but it just doesn't... nah, it doesn't feel good to me. I'm still not using the crouch version to dismount. This one has a fairly long entry, which is also unfortunate because I can't teleport out of here at the moment. For some reason you can only do this when the boss is dead. But let's mark this as not finished yet, because I really don't feel like going through here right now. Even though they look quite nice, but I think this kind of dungeon, like in the DLC, this kind of dungeon is the worst, in my opinion. Or maybe the one down here is worse, though, to be honest. Alright, small break. What now? I think there's the painting missing here, somewhere. Where's the dude sitting? Is it even here? It should be, or it's... could be somewhere over here as well. Let's see. Right, what is the painting showing exactly? Okay, it's... oh! No, the fog and rain, of course. Should be close to this place then, right? Isn't this? Grave in front. I'm in fits. But is there this bush? It is. bush, tree, and a very slim tree. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Just need to find the right position. Oh, over here, okay. What do we get? We get the Serpent Crest Shield. Let's read it. I finally made a red shield featuring an engraving of a winged serpent. Excels at guarding against fire. Said to have been made to commemorate the beginnings of the crusade started by Mesmer, son of America. Well, it's pretty good at guarding against fire attacks, which, I mean, it's a shield decent against Mesmer, I guess, but the guard boost is fairly low, so you might not guard indefinitely with that thing. Is there anything to do? Anything left to do? Yeah, I think I'm missing an Ash of War. Let me quickly... yeah, I'm missing one, okay. There should be an Ash of War over here. I think I've pointed that out last episode already. I might repeat myself a few times. There it is. Savage Lion Claw. This Ash of War grants an armament the heavy affinity and the following skill. Savage Lion Claw. Skill of the particularly brave, even among the red mains. Somersault forwards, striking foes with armament. An additional strike may be performed with an additional input. Usable on swords, axes and hammers, small armaments and thrusting swords. Accepted. Alright. Let's get rid of... Can I... just... okay. Where to go? Yeah. I think it's time for Belurat. Maybe I can talk to someone. I've met one of your friends.
Welcome. I like for you things.
Nope, he doesn't care.
Goodbye.
Righteous tarnished.
But he has something to say about more.
Oh, you must mean Samor. Samor is a kind and stalwart ally. He provisions our little outfit. Samor traffics with the forager brood, his brethren, who collect supplies from all corners of the land. No doubt they find inspiration in his many virtues. These are not your foes, Tarnished. Should you spot any forager brood, be sure to mind your manners. Righteous Tarnished.
Okay. Now we learned something about the forager brood, and some more. I wonder who or what even some more is. Maybe he's similar to Gauri. Just a more... just a less zealous, or not zealous. So Gauri is not really zealous. He was like... but he tried to use medicine for his own gains. Or for the gains of his race, I guess. For the kindreds of rot, kindred of rots, whatever. Pests. So let's enter Belurat. We have some time left. Because I find the entrance here quite strong. Let's equip a bow though. I can use this one. Ooh, that's cool. Might want to upgrade this at some point. I wonder, do I go back to the Frost Halberd? I should be able to use both now. Where is it? Yeah. Can I equip a bow by any chance on top of that? That would be amazing. Not Radan's bow though. Let's not be greedy, right? Because here we have our first new creepy, very, very creepy enemy. A so-called spider scorpion. Isn't that wonderful? Let's get rid of it. Oh, we got the scorpion liver, very nice. That's fairly rare, I feel like. The smaller ones are not so much of a problem. I mean, I see them as extra HP with this build. Was quite loud, wasn't it? Maybe I should read the item description of that thing. Okay, maybe it's not really a liver. Found by hunting spider scorpions. Ah. So you are hunting spider scorpions. What a weird mix. And they're fairly unsettling, especially if you have arachnophobia. But just squish them with a big heavy weapon. Why are they not reacting? Do they not see me when I'm behind them? Don't fall for that. But there are also more types of the big scorpions, at least 2 more. One of them can fly, but we won't find them here. And I don't know if there's a bigger version or just a different, I don't know. We will see in time. But welcome to Belurat. I mean, the interior already... I think the interior is even stronger than the exterior, to be honest. Like, this looks just amazing, doesn't it? I really like the direction they went with the design of this place. And I also really like the music. But especially in the area up here that we can't reach right now. But we have these bells in the background as well. Ah, just amazing, the soundtrack. Up to what point do I want to play here? I wonder. Let's first upgrade. Oh, one more upgrade, okay. Let's say where it leads us to. Because the next part is, I feel like, fairly short. I couldn't roll. The more hits I do, the better. Because of the great sword's ability to lifesteal during attacks. Oh, he took a shower under this shitty waterfall. Oh, lovely. And once again, I want to see this place during its prime. But sadly, that's not the case. Let's see if we can find any items lying around here. Sadly not. Did I? Oh, I didn't rest. Unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. So here we have a well, but we shouldn't go down there yet because we need a key. in order to progress down there, and we don't have that key quite yet. Oh, they don't reach in to this point. Good to know. There's something over here. Nope. Quite nice that we get so many upgrade materials. I really like that. I really like that they did this. Quite good small detail. Because you might find new weapons and of course you want to upgrade them. Ouch. Oh, there's one. Ugh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is not good at all. Okay, stop it, please. Okay. Now 2 of these. I have to fight underneath here. Of course, they're staggering me. I need to get rid of one. Thank you. Oh, that was close with the projectiles. Should have cleared them out with the bow. But for some reason I wasn't expecting the second big guy there. Even though I went through here a few times, but... I mean, I definitely would critique this place, or the layout of this place, in a different type of episode. Or in a different type of video. But I'm not doing that type of video right now. Excuse me, I'm talking. Like a roads off, on the roads off videos. Where I'm looking at these places from a level and game design, or level design perspective and world design perspective. I might have to say a few things about Belurat. Just from a playthrough perspective, it's a nice place. But we're almost through with this episode. I'm just picking up these items, and once I'm back at the site of grace, I will end the episode. But this door, of course, can't be opened right now. But there's something on this roof, if I remember correctly. On both sides, maybe, yeah, there it is. Nothing to write home about, but... Well, I mean, Silverhorn Tender, it's a better version of the... Silver Pickled Foulfoot. Both boost item discovery temporarily, but the tender one does it more. What I might or might not do until next episode is farm this guy over here. I might or might not do this. Because I don't know why I would do that. I mean, I want to have the weapon and the armor set, but I'm not going to use the armor set, that's the thing. But I might farm them anyways. Well, let's go back to the round table hold for now, and let's see if there's something worth upgrading. Before I end the episode, that is. So if you don't care and just want to see gameplay, you might want to turn off right now. But for those who are interested, let's see. Are there any new weapons? I don't think I want to use this sword, because it's fairly basic, right? The Solitary Moon Slash is just a vacuum slice with an extra attack on top of it. And the moveset is not really special. Again. Doubled weapon. Yeah, it doesn't matter though right now. Maybe the backhand blade? Might be an option. That's definitely an option, right? This is a pretty good weapon. It's a pretty good weapon. I might upgrade this one then. But let's see further. Maybe this one, but I prefer the Great Star right now. I don't want to upgrade the Katana Beast Claw. Well, it's a cool moveset. I don't feel like it's that good in PvE. Like, it's more like a PvP weapon, I feel like. Maybe you like it as a PvE weapon, but the stagger on that thing is quite low. Let's see. 12 of each, right? Let's see how many there are left. One is 4, that's good. 13. How many do I have? 8, okay. Then 50, nice. Very, very nice. Now we can upgrade the... whatever it's called. Backhand blade. No, backhand blade was correct. Huh. Man, having to press 50 times to upgrade one weapon to plus 25 is quite something. Don't upgrade, yeah, let's do the last one. And where is it? Maybe instead of this big one. There. Let's get rid of the bow. I don't really like seeing the quiver because of the clipping. Let's see, can I? Yeah, we have that, good. That's probably better, right? Yeah, it is. Oh. Oh. Quality is good too. Maybe I want to go another direction. Maybe I want to apply bleed, even though I'm losing damage here. A cold, maybe? I feel like bleed is pretty good. Which one is better? Quality does 480. And then heavy does almost the same thing. 1 damage, no, not 1 damage, 3 damage less. Then standard, standard 416 only. What quality it is then? Alright. Well, if I want to apply bleed, I can apply Blood Flame Blade, I guess. It looks kind of goofy if you apply it like that. But oh well. That is the end of this episode. I hope you had fun, and I see you next one when we explore, or when we finish exploring Belurat. Goodbye.